Hello folks. So in this video, we will be creating a very simple breakout game like this using only HTML, CSS and JS. So what we have here basically is a paddle, some bricks and a ball. And the ball will collide with the bricks and also with the paddle, the bricks will break one by one and so on and so on. Now this is like a basic version of the game. Now you can definitely customize it by adding some points. And in a sequel to this video, we will also be adding a feature where some of the bricks will contain some bonus features. So for example, it may make our paddle bigger, it may speed up the ball or slow down the ball or whatever. So that's it and let's start with our code. So I have opened my VS Code and here I will write npm create feat at latest and I will name my project as Breakout because that's the game we are making. And package name will be Breakout. Now here we will not choose React, which we generally do. We will choose Vanilla because we want Vanilla JS for the development. And the language I will choose JavaScript. TypeScript is not required. It's such a simple project. So now I will go inside the Breakout folder. And here we have to do the npm install and then we have to do the npm run dev like huge usual stuff. And so let me open the breakout folder and here we have all of our things. So we have main.js and we have a counter.js. So if I do an npm run dev now, we will get a simple counter application. So let's open this. And as you can see, this is a like the default application that we have. But we don't want this. We want something different, a breakout game. So first things first, we will remove all of these things. Or even if we don't remove, at least we have to make way for some other things. So for example, here we have a lot of things. Let's remove everything except the style.css because we need that. And let's also let's delete everything here for now. We may need this file. We will rename it and use for something else. And now if I go back to my application, as you can see, we may have some errors. No errors because it's actually rendering the index.js, index.html. And so it will not show any errors, but it will not have anything also. So what we need to do here? So first of all, we have a v.svg. I think this may not be required. So let's remove this. Let's change the title to breakout. And now we have an ID app, whatever. Uh, we can keep it or not, doesn't matter much. What we need is a canvas. And let's give the ID as canvas. And let's also give a width of 400 and a height of 400. We will see what this means soon. And now let's go to style.css. Let's remove everything. So we just need some simple styles for our canvas. So we have a canvas ID. And here we'll simply give border of 2px solid black. I think that's all for now. Now if I check, we have a beautiful canvas, which doesn't have anything at the moment, but it will be hosting one breakout game soon. So now let's go to our main.js and here we can start our development. The rest of the things are already attached. So for example, main.js is already attached. So now let's plan how we should make our breakout game. So first things first, it should refer our canvas. So we will do let canvas equals to document dot get element by ID. Very simple stuff. Canvas. And then we have to create the context for our canvas. So canvas dot get context 2D. That's all. Now we need few things. So what are these things? So in a breakout game, if you know, I mean, you already know, we need few things. So the first thing that we need is something called a brick. So I will create a class of brick because this is like we are creating blueprints and then we will create the actual stuff. So taking the object oriented approach. And then the second thing that we need is a ball. And the third thing that we need is a paddle. Later we will need some other things also. Let's say some bonus points or something like that. But initially we need these three things. And after we have these things, what we need to do is we have to, let's say, create a paddle, small p paddle, which is taken from the paddle class, something like this. And we need one ball, which will be taken from the ball class. And lastly, we will have many bricks, not one brick, because because you already know bricks are many, but paddle and ball is only one. So what we need is a bricks array. For now, this is an empty array, but we will fill it up. And how we will fill it up is using a for loop. Very simple stuff. So let I equals to 0, and I should be less than what? So I should be less than a particular number, let's say um whatever it is. Let's say I is less than 50 for now. Later we will change it, and I plus plus. Yeah. And then inside, what we need to do is inside our bricks array, we will need to push the bricks. And when we are pushing the bricks, so like what we are exactly pushing, we are pushing one brick. So one brick is like one object of this class, right? So what we can do simply is new brick, something like this. Now, this is not as simple as I'm writing over here. When we are doing it, you will see there are a few more things that we need to do, but this is like, like the basic approach. And the last thing that we need to do is create a function called animate, which will take care of our animations. And inside the animate function, what we will do is we will do request animation frame. And here we will pass our animate function. Um, to convince you that the animate function actually works, let's do a console log of 1. And lastly, we will call the animate. And now let me go back to my Chrome once again. And as you can see, we can see many ones. So this means that our animate is working. So instead of printing many ones, if we, let's say, print something related to our game, that will be animated. Like we have to be smart how we are doing it. So yeah, so let's take care of that now. So we have made this very simple side-by-side arrangement to write our code as well as see the result of what we are writing. So let's start with our bricks first. Let's see some static bricks, and then we can do with our ball and the paddle. So in our bricks, what are the things that we need? So first things first, we have to like define some properties of our bricks. So we will start with the constructor. And in the constructor, there are few things that we need to pass. So the things are like the position of the bricks, so x and y. Going forward, there may be another property that we may need to pass, and that is if the brick contains a bonus or not. It's like, when we hit a special brick, uh, we will get some unique ability. So does the brick contain something special or not? So going forward, we will also look into that. Now, what are the different properties of the bricks? So first things first, there will be a width, then there will be a height, then there will be a gap, so the small gap between the two bricks. Then there will be an X, then there will be a Y. That is like, like in an array, like what is the position of the brick? Then there could be something like if the brick is special, so is special or is bonus, whichever suits you. And lastly, the brick may have a color, which can be, let's say, predefined for now. But yeah, I mean, uh, it will be definitely predefined. Now, this width and height and gap, if you see, are actually constants because these things generally don't change in a breakout game. So let's define those properties for now. So width will be 60, then brick height will be, let's say, 20, and lastly, brick gap, that is small, so 5. So let's put all the properties here. So width, then height, then gap, uh, gap. Okay, it's a brick gap. Then x, y, and is special. So x is like the position of the brick. So x, and we also have the width. So we have to multiply with the width. Then we have same for the y. So y into multiplied by this dot y, not y, this dot height. And lastly is special. So special is something, let's say, we are not yet making it. We will make it at the end. But let's say this is also a property that we are passing inside the constructor. So it's special. Let's keep it for now, but we will see how this works later. And lastly, the color for now, let's simply give it orange. Now, simply defining the constructor is not enough because we also have to draw the brick. So let's create a draw function. The ctx must be passed for this one. And also the drawing is also not enough. If you have seen the other canvas videos of me, after drawing, we also have to update it because drawing is like drawing only one time, but like we have to update. That's it. And inside the update, we have to do the draw. And let's pass the ctx here. Now, bricks will ideally be static, so drawing one time should be okay, but when the ball is hitting the bricks, we actually need to update. So, this is actually good. For a simple game like this, let's not think of too much that we are only drawing the same bricks again and again. What is the use of that? We can optimize if possible, but this is such a simple game, let's not worry about that, and let's do the update also. For the ball and the paddle, this is very much important. Okay, so now let's not waste much time on this and let's simply draw the brick. So how to draw the brick? Simple bricks are rectangles, so we will do ctx dot fill rect and yeah. So what are the four properties that we need to pass? And that is x, y, w, and h. So the position and basically the width and the height. Now we have a position of x, right? So this dot x. Which is like the actual position in the canvas. So this x and y, this small x and small y, we are considering this as the position in the array that we will be passing from this for loop, right? And but this dot x and this dot y are actually actual positions in our canvas. So we can write like this, no issues with that. So this dot x, and then we will have it this dot y, and then we will have our width, and lastly we will have the height. So this dot height. Yeah. So that's fine for now. I think we have drawn the bricks. Now, why nothing is happening? Because we are not calling the draw functions or anything like that. Now, one more thing, this for loop is actually not good. Why? Because it is asking for one x and y. So it should be a nested for loop. And also, when we are creating a new brick, we have to pass like whatever we have. So what can we do here? Very simple. Let's create a nested for loop for now. So inside we will have another for loop. So let j equals to 0 and j is less than, actually it should not be 50, it should only be 5. Why, you will see soon. And here we can basically push all the bricks. Let's make it 5. Now inside we need to pass the x and y and whatever we are passing, right, is special. So what we will pass? So we will pass basically our I, our J, and for the special, let's say it is false for now. So we are not taking any special breaks at the moment. So we are just passing it. So still nothing because we have to draw. So we are not doing those things. So inside our animate function, let's keep the console log 1 for now because bricks are not changing. But then what we need to do is we will have access to all the bricks. So bricks dot for each, and we will have a brick. Let's say brick and index also. We may need the index later when we are removing the bricks. So we will have bricks and index. And here what we need to do, we need to basically update the bricks, right? So brick dot update, and we have to pass the ctx that we have defined. So we see a lot of black things here. So it's like we have some bricks, but nobody is sure how the bricks are working actually, right? But we see some things. That means at least something is working, right? So what the something is, we will try to figure that out. So what I assume is the case is, so when we are basically drawing the bricks, we are not taking care of few things. So for example, we have this dot x and then this dot y, and then we are basically I mean like that. We are just stacking one brick over another. So like there is no gap. The gap is not being recognized. Something like that is happening. So how we can resolve it is the question, right? So what we can do is something like this. Let's say we have a width, right? So let's do this dot width. So yeah, now you see we have some gap. Now for the height also, let's take some gap. So this dot gap. So now we have some good looking bricks. Looks a little bit small. Maybe we can increase the size 80. Now looks better. And let's make it 30. Yeah, now it looks more like bricks. And for some reason, the bricks are in black. So why black? Because the color, we have not set the color anywhere. And we have five bricks. That's fine. The leftmost brick is stacked with the wall. Um, it doesn't look good, but we will take care of it later. At least we have some bricks, right? And one more thing we can do, I suppose, is that I think 5 cross 5 is fine for now. Later we will change. But you get the point, right? That the bricks are working fine. So what we can do is something like this. Cityx dot fill style equals to this dot color, and we have orange colored bricks. Um, yeah, good enough. Let's make it orange red. Yeah, looks better. So we have some good looking bricks. Now let's take care of other things, and that is our ball and our paddle. And because there is nothing more to change in the bricks for now. The special bricks we will see later. So let's have a free flowing ball for now, and then we will create one paddle. So for the ball, let's define all our properties. So the ball will have an x, of course, and then the ball will have a y. So this is basically the starting position of our ball. So what can be the starting position? Let's say it's at the middle of the screen. So canvas dot width divided by 2, and for the height, canvas dot height divided by 2 once again. And then the ball should have some velocity at x direction as well as y direction. Let's keep this 1 and 1 for now. So vx and vy are both 1. And then let's say the ball has some radius. So this dot radius is let's give it I don't know, maybe 10. 10 could be bigger. But anyway, we'll see that later. This dot color. So the color of the ball should be, I say let's give it 5. Let's make the ball blue. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe green. Green could be good. Okay, fine. Now we also need to draw the ball. So draw, and we need the CTX, of course. And now we are drawing one circle, right? It's not a rectangle, so we have to take care of it. So CTX dot begin path and CTX dot close path. In between, we can draw whatever we want. So drawing a circle is done by CTX dot arc. So every circle or anything is considered as an arc where the angle is full, like 360 degree. And we will have the center, this dot x and this dot y, then this dot radius. Then the fourth one is like the start angle. Let's say the start angle is 0, and the end angle is 360 degrees or 2 pi. So maths dot pi into 2. And also let's keep the fill style. So fill style is our basically this dot color. And yeah, we have to also do ctx dot fill. Do we see the ball? No. And that is because inside our animate, we have to not draw, we have to update the ball. So update CTX, let's do this thing. And for now, let's simply do this dot draw. But actually, it's not so simple. We have to update the X, Y, and whatever. So here, inside what we will do is basically do a ball dot update CTX. And you can see one small ball, right? Um, Now the radius is very small, so we will make it 10. Okay, maybe we can make it bigger. 20. 20 is too big, so 15. Yeah, this is a good size for the ball. Now the ball looks a little bit squarish, and that is because we are repeatedly drawing it. So if we simply draw, the ball will not look so bad, but that is not our concern right now. Our concern is to move the ball. So how can we move it? Moving is not that complex actually. We have to take care of it inside the update that like basically what we want. That's it. So um, to move the ball, we have to change the x and y. So this dot y plus equals to, let's say, this dot by, and we see this thing, and this dot x plus equals to this dot vx, uh, not vs, vx. And the ball is moving in a certain direction, which is fine for now. But we need the ball to bounce, and we also need these things to be removed, right? Um, whatever is happening doesn't look good. We have to clear the screen at every frame so that we see the ball moving and not this crazy thing. So what can we do for this? So very simple thing. So ctx dot clear rect 0 comma 0, and then canvas dot width, canvas dot height, right? Yeah. So now the ball is moving fine. Maybe we can increase the speed. So instead of 1 and 1, let's make it 3 and 3. Yeah. Now you can see the ball has a good speed. So what are the next things that we need to do with the ball? And that is we have to basically write some collision conditions, right? So what are the conditions? So the conditions is if the ball hits the wall, the direction of the Vx and Vy should change. I mean, you get the point, right? What I'm saying. So what is this? So first of all, let's say the Y position as well as when we are adding the radius with the Y position. So the Y position is like the center, and plus radius is because we want the edge of the wall. When that is hitting the wall, then the direction should change, right? So if this dot y plus this dot radius is equals to our canvas width, or it is, let's say, and this will be a little bit different. So this dot y minus this dot radius is equals to, let's say, our 0. In that case, what we want is we want the direction of our Vy to change. This dot Vy equals to minus this dot Vy. So you get the point, right? So this canvas, for the Y, this is actually not the width. This is the canvas height. So canvas height basically means this is the 0, this topmost line, and this is the height, the bottommost line. So whenever it is hitting this top one, that is this 0, or whenever it is hitting the canvas height, that is this bottom one, the direction of the Vy should change, is what I'm saying. So now it won't make much sense. Let's also add the x. So if, let's say, this dot x plus this dot radius equals to our canvas dot width, or this dot x minus this dot radius equals to 0. In that case, again, this dot vx should be equals to minus this dot vx. Yeah. So we don't see much change. So one more thing I think we should do is rather than starting the ball at the exact center, let's start at a little bit height. So something like that. And we don't see any changes, right? Why and that is the case? Yeah, I wonder why that is the case that we don't see any change. So let's to understand that, let's do one thing. Let's try to console log our this dot vy, and then the vx, actually not vx and vy, we have to console log our x and y. So as you can see, we have a lot of things, right? And let's also remove the console log 1 because that is like simply annoying. Sure. Let's remove the x for now. Let's not mix it. So as you can see, it's going very high, right? So so instead of equals to, let's do one thing. Uh, let's say when this is crossing the height, you change this. Or when this is getting lower than 0, you change this. Similarly, once again, when this is crossing the width, you change this. And when it gets lesser than 0, again, you change this, but nothing seems to work. So why is that the case? Let's try to find that out. And there is no conspiracy behind it. The very simple reason it is not working is because there is a typo. So let's fix it and it will work. As you can see, the ball is perfectly bouncing, but it is also going through the bricks, which we definitely don't want. But this will be fixed soon. So as you can see, our ball is bouncy and it's good. It's good. So let's create our paddle, and then we also have to add few more collision conditions for our ball, and that is with our bricks and our paddle. So let's also start working on our paddle, and let's see what our paddle should be doing. So yeah, so we have our paddle, and once again, our paddle should have some properties. And what are those properties? So once again, if we try to guess, the properties will contain like x and y and whatever. So let's say this dot x. Ideally, the paddle starts at the middle. So we'll do a canvas dot width divided by 2. This is for the width. And regarding the height part, so this dot y, the paddle generally starts at the very bottom. So we will do a canvas dot height. Um, this will make the paddle below our screen, so minus 50. Let's do it like this. And then let's also have a width of the paddle, and the width, let's say, let's give some width, 100, and let's also give some height. So it's not Vx actually, it's width, and then height. Height is basically, let's give 20. Now the paddle will also have some Vx. That's true. So let's give the Vx as the ball is 3. Let's give the paddle Vx as 5. And the paddle will not have any Vy, although in some games they give some Vy also. But for now, let's give it 0. If required, we will change it, but we can give it 0 for now. And then we have to draw the paddle. So the paddle is once again a rectangle, so drawing is very simple. Oh, one more thing is the color. So this dot color equals to, let's give the paddle a dark red color. Generally, these are the colors for the pedals. So ctx dot fill style is our this dot color, and then we have to do the ctx dot fill rect, and here once again same things. This dot x, this dot y, then this dot width, and this dot height. That's all. And draw is not enough. We have to do an update also. So update CTX, and inside we will have all the conditions for basically we will have the conditions for how the paddle will move and stuff. So initially we will do with this dot draw CTX because the paddle will actually move with our arrow keys. So we have to take care of that. So for now I will come to my animate function, and here we'll do a paddle dot update CTX. And as you can see, we have a paddle. I think the paddle is located at a height. So instead of minus 50, let's do a minus 20. I think it's too less. So what about 25? Yeah, let's make it 30. Yeah, this is a good height for the paddle. And yeah, now the paddle, how to move the paddle? That is the question, right? So to move the paddle, we have to add some key, like some keys, basically. So pressing what keys, what will happen, something like that. So let's add some event listener. So add event listener. So we need a key down, and depending on that, we will create a switch case with whatever e dot key we have, e dot key. And let's also do a console log of the e dot key. And let's do one thing. Let's remove the console log of X and Y, what we are doing inside the ball, because it's annoying and it's not required. So now let's see. If we press our arrows, arrow left, arrow right, arrow up, arrow down, these things are happening, right? We can also do a WSAD. I think WSAD is better. Uh, it is also small. We don't have to write a lot. So what we need to do. So when we are doing a key down, so the paddle basically has D and A. That's all. It doesn't have much. So we will do a case D, and the case caps D should also be included here, because who knows, the caps lock may be pressed, and the break, and then the second one here A and caps it. Yeah. And now inside, what we need to do is basically do some things. So to handle these things, what we will do is we will create another object, and that object is called keys. So const keys, And these keys will have first of all right, and inside the right we'll have a property called pressed or not. So for now pressed is false, and then we will have another property, not property, it's like a key, pressed. This is true. Not true. It is also false. It's my mistake. Because initially both are false. Now, when we are pressing it, we will be setting it to true. That is the whole idea. So, keys dot D is for the right, right? Right dot pressed equals to true. And same for the left one. Keys dot left dot pressed equals to true. Now that's not enough. When we are doing a key up, that is when we are releasing the key. We should do one. What is that called? We should make it to false also. That's the thing. So let's take everything, and this time it will be. And let's remove the console log. I think it's not required. So this time the event is key up, and when the event is key up, instead of the true, we will simply make it false. That's all. Nothing much. And now we can write some conditions. So depending on the true and false inside our paddle, um, like what we want to do. So let's go to our paddle, wherever it is. So brick, ball, and paddle. Below the drawdoor, CTX. Um, we need to, first of all, when we are pressing the keys, right? So when we are pressing the keys, the paddle should move. That's all we want, right? So let's do it like this. So if keys dot pressed dot right, I think it's the opposite. Keys dot right dot pressed. So when this is the case, we want the paddle to move right. So this dot x, right is like adding. So plus equals to this dot vx. And similarly, when the left is pressed, okay, everything is gone. And that is cannot access keys before initialization. Okay, so let's do one thing. Let's keep the keys and let's put it at the top. But it's a little bit strange. These kind of issues are coming from JavaScript, which is uh, which is popular for all kinds of weird actions. Anyway, we have this and same for the left. So when the left is pressed, we want to go left side. So how this happens? Let's see. Yeah, see, it has a very smooth transition, but it's also vanishing. That is something we don't want. So we will add some extra conditions. So let's add this dot x. So this should be lesser than our canvas width because this is like taking into account the right side of our paddle. So this is less than our canvas width. But this is not enough because this dot x is actually the leftmost point. So we also have to basically add our like paddle width. So this dot width. So now let's see what happens. It's still going out, and that is because this is actually minus, not plus. So now as you can see, it's blocking over here. So this dot x is basically this point. This dot width is this line over here, which is like 400 minus this dot width. So this point is blocking at 320. So this is how this blocking works. And similarly, for our left side, well, this is very simple. This dot x should be greater than 0. Now on our left side also, this is blocking at this point. Now we can have little bit of a gap at left and right, like we have at the bottom. So what we can do is we can, let's say, also subtract the brick gap here and here add the brick gap. Now, if you see, right side we have little bit of space and also in the left side. So now our game kind of looks okay, but the collisions are not working. So the ball should be colliding with the bricks and it should be breaking the bricks one by one, and it should also collide with the paddle. So when the ball is colliding with the bricks, in the code, how should we handle it? So we have one bricks array at the bottom. We are not that much bottom here in line 95, you can see. And here what we are doing is we are like adding bricks. So whenever a ball is hitting a brick, What we should do is we should find the brick inside the array and we should remove the brick from the array. And in that case, what will happen is we have our animate function, right? So inside our animate function, which is over here, we are doing a break.update. And this break.update is happening inside the bricks array for all the bricks. So if a brick is removed from the array, that brick will essentially be removed from this place, like whichever is the brick. So that is what is the idea. Now, how can we do that? So where to handle collisions? So the ball is colliding with the bricks as well as a paddle. So the best way to basically handle this collision is inside the ball class, you can say, specifically inside the update function. So this is our ball movement, right? So let's call it ball movement. Then we have to take care of the ball collision with the bricks as well as collision with the paddle. So, and this last two lines are like universal. So here, first of all, let's take care of the ball collision with the paddle because that is more simple. We don't have to vanish anything. So let's say ball collision with paddle. So this is what we will try to handle here. Now, what do we need to do in this case? So first of all, we need to find that where is the ball and where is the paddle and basically what are the conditions. That's all. So here, let's say this dot y, this is the y position of our ball. And also whenever we find the y position, we should also add the plus radius. So plus this dot radius. And that is because this is like the center. Now, let's say when this is equal to our paddle dot y. So we have access to the paddle, which is because we are creating it. And this is also being updated. So paddle dot y is a, like you can say, it is a valid variable. So whenever this is the case, and for our y, and in the x also, we need to find out that the ball is in between the x. So this means that the ball is at the same height as the paddle. Same height in the sense, whatever is the paddle height. And now we also need to ensure that whenever the ball is also in the same x, I mean, the ball can also like hit the ground, in which case it will be a game over, or it can hit the paddle when it will bounce back. So we also have to find the x position, right? Makes sense, I suppose. Let's do this thing and you will see how it works. So we have to find out that this dot x should be greater than our paddle dot x. This is the left of the paddle. And then also this dot x should be less than the right side of the paddle. So this is basically our paddle dot x plus our paddle dot width. So paddle dot width. So in this case, what we want to do, that is a real question, right? So what we want to do is basically change the direction of the ball. So let's say the ball is coming like this and it hits the paddle, right? So let the ball come. So the ball is hitting the paddle in this way. So what we want to do is we want to basically change the direction of the ball. The ball will go up. There is no doubt about that. Uh, and so, but let's say it is not hitting the paddle. So in that case, the ball will go down, right? So we are basically changing the y direction of the ball. So let's do it like this. So this dot vy should be equals to minus this dot vy. And actually, this is all that we need to do. So let the ball come and you will see how it works. So, okay. So now this is not working. And let's try to find out why this is not working. Because ideally, this should be what we have to do. So let's try by changing the double equals to greater than. So in the last case, what was happening is, so the ball had to be exactly in position. So as you can see, something weird happened. But if I am in the correct place, as you can see, it is actually colliding. Now, why the weird stuff is happening, we will see. But for now, we will move on with this because we can have a smooth collision for now. Like error handling and all of these things, we will keep on doing till the end of that. So yeah, I think for now this is good. Now we have to handle the collision with the bricks, which is more tricky. So how to handle the bricks collision? So the bricks are actually many bricks. So it's not one brick. So what we have to do is we have to manage collisions with each brick one by one. And the best way to do that is doing something like this. So we will take the bricks dot for each. And we will take each brick, and we also have to take the index because if the ball hits, we will have to remove the bricks. Now, in this case, let's also add the bricks collision here. And inside, this is like the brick collision, singular. Now, we have access to a brick. Now, what we need to do is basically add some if condition. If the condition succeeds or fails, whatever, we have to change once again the direction, only the y direction of the ball. So this dot py equals to minus this dot py. That is one thing we have to do. Acha, for now, let's keep it true. Let's keep it true. Okay. So as you can see, something weird is happening over there. So let's keep it false. And now I hope nothing weird will happen. So yeah. So this is the first thing that we need to do. And then there are a few more things. And the few more things are like whenever we are hitting a brick, we need to remove the brick from the bricks array. So we will use bricks.splice. So using splice, we can basically delete a number of elements from an array. So what is the start number? The start number is the index, and from the start number, we want to delete only one brick. So comma 1. Now let's write the condition, which is the tricky part of the situation. So first of all, again, we have to find out the y position of the ball, and we have to find out that where is the y position of the brick and also the x position. Now for the paddle, we need a dis dot y plus dis dot radius, and that is because the paddle is down from the ball. So like from the center, the down is positive. Now in this case, we have to do this dot y minus this dot radius because bricks are generally above the ball. Um, let's say we destroy the some of the bricks at the bottom and the ball moves upward, and then the ball is hitting from up to down. Then we have to take care of the downward position also. But yeah, for keeping things simple and stupid, let's keep it less than. This dot y minus this dot radius is less than whatever is the brick y. So we have brick dot y, which is the leftmost point, and but that is not enough because it is leftmost point at the top. So plus brick dot height. This is something we have to take into account. And I think that's all for now. And now we have to take care of the x. So for the x, let's see what we need to manage. So this dot x should be less than brick dot x plus brick dot width, and this dot x should be greater than brick dot x. Here we are not taking into account the radius, and that is because because it is the x-axis, right? And ideally, the tip of the ball will hit. So yeah, we only need to manage the y. So as you can see, we are hitting bricks. So bricks are getting removed, and it looks very smooth. So you can say the our basic breakout game is now ready. Now the next things that we have to do is like point management and how we can add like bonuses. So we have to take care of the is bonus variable, and if possible, we will also try to remove like some of the very obvious bugs. So we will do all of that in a separate video. Let's not make the video longer. So this video we have a very simple breakout game, and in the next video we will be adding the bonus and few more things like points and whatever. So yeah, that's it for this, folks. And if you like the video, make sure to like, share, and subscribe the channel because it helps the channel grow from the YouTube algorithm. And yeah, I will see you next time with another very interesting video, possibly a sequel of this video only. Yeah, so see ya.